India, a population of 1.2 billion people, the seventh largest country in the world, spanning over 3 million square kilometers. The nation of India is as diverse as the spices it holds. India is a country filled with deeply held spiritual roots. With 79% of the population practicing Hinduism, it is the majority religion in this country, followed closely by Islam. Yet only 7% of India's population believes in Christianity. But within this vast landscape, we find a small remnant of God, His people, establishing Hebrew roots in this nation. One member is from Beit Tehila. She grew up in India and has traveled around the world and is now here to tell her story about how she heard about the Lord and the Hebrew roots of her faith.
Hi, my name is Asha Fraga. I am from India, from north side of India, where Christianity is very rare and very difficult. But I born and brought up in Christian family. My mom and my mom's mom, and we 3 generations from the Christian family. And my dad is from Kuwait, where he brought up in a Christian way. And he always instilled in me to go to Israel. And the love for Israel was instilled in my heart from my parents. I did not know why, but they were very deep in love with Jewish people and Israel, the main promised land. So I learned from my mom and dad to love and pray for Israel. I was saved in Kuwait. When I went to Kuwait, I learned there is a personal relationship with Yeshua, with Jesus, that we have to receive Him in our heart and confess with our mouth. That I did not do in India. That I did not know how to be saved. But I water baptized in India. But in Kuwait, I water baptized again, because that my fully understanding that you have to be buried with Christ and come up with a new life. So that was my real walk with Jesus started in Kuwait.
How did you get to know about Hebrew roots? How did that happen?
It started from Kuwait. Our pastor was blowing the shofar, and he explained that 2 times you blow the shofar, when you're going to war or before worship. So every worship, before worship, he was blowing the shofar. And that was very amazing. And he always walked with the shofar around his hand. So that was strange, but very beautiful. So we were not strange to the voice of shofar. And we heard the music of Paul Wilbur, Shalom Yerushalayim, and that song always touched me deeply, and my tears roll from my eyes when I hear that. So when first day we enter in Beit Tehila because of menorah, so I heard that song they were playing, and I was just standing in awe and crying and asking, Lord, is this my house I have to stay? And me and my husband looked together eye to eye, and from that we understood that this is our house, to a house of worship, and this is our home, this is our family.
Pray for peace, Jerusalem, city of our God. Their salvation was poured out for you, the atoning of the Lord.
It changed my life. After coming to Beit Tehila, I was introduced to Torah, which I never heard in my life, and introduced to Abba, which we knew that there is Abba Father, but we didn't have a relationship with Him. We didn't know that we have to follow the command so obediently that we bring blessings in our life. Yes, we know Yeshua on our personal basis 101, but we were not aware of Abba Father, which is made complete, the Father, Son, together one Echad. That's what I learned in Beit Tehila and learned the feast. I never heard about Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah or Passover. So that's what I learned, and my walk become more deeper and more closer with the Yahweh. There is a lot of adjustment in the life. Walk with Yeshua so closely, so you have to adjust many things in your life. About the diet and all that, I grew up in India where there is no pork, no beef, nothing. I grew up just on a white meat, so it was not very difficult for me to lifestyle change. So I love it. I love that thing that I'm obeying the Lord. At the same time, I'm not water mouthing that, okay, I have to leave this one, adjust my life. It is so easy, walk with the Lord, and more happy and joyful. And at home we have to make some adjustment. We have to throw something, clean our home, all the idols and all that. And now we have a Shabbat room where we really waiting for every week for to around that table to receive and invite the presence of the God in our home, as He has promised that He will come in and sup with us. So literally we open our door and we blow the shofar and we invite Him to be our unseen guest in our Shabbat table, the banquet set for Him. When I went to India, I share, first thing I share with them is Sabbath. That Sabbath is not for Jewish, it is from the creation. When God created, 6 days He worked, 7th day He rest. So they had no fuss about that. When I showed them in the Genesis, and it is a sign. The main thing I told them about from Ezekiel 20, that it is a sign between Yahweh and us. It's like a signet ring. It is a sign that between Him and us. So they received the Sabbath very easily, and I showed them how to observe the Sabbath and keep the Sabbath and keep observing it. It gives you more joy and more peace in your home when you stop doing anything and resting in Him and Him alone. When we had a Sabbath, we invited some of my nephew's friends. He brought his pastor to our home to observe the Sabbath, and when he saw husband praying over wife and wife prayed over husband, and we prayed over children, and we prayed over the guest, and we prayed over the bread and the wine, and we prayed for our country and for our people, Messianic congregation and all over. So he was very well pleased, and he asked us, can you do this Sabbath tomorrow, Sunday church? And I was hesitant that Sabbath is not Sunday, but I asked the Lord, and the Torah portion was that day was bo, means go. So I got the sign from the Lord, go, and we had a full service of Sabbath in Sunday church, and the people were pressing each other, to light the candle and to have the juice and the bread. And it was amazing how hungry those Indian people were to learn Sabbath. And my husband gave away the shofar to the pastor's son, and till this day they are blowing that shofar every Sunday service. And they are started to celebrate Sabbath, but still they are Sunday.
They also blessed the children. We actually had a tallit we took with us, and the tallit was too small. The children, there were so many children there that wanted to be blessed that the tallit was actually too small. And we actually us men held it, and we just squeezed all the children in as much as we could, and still it was too small. And we did the blessing over them. And that there was actually children crying for the blessing. So it was just awesome. And one thing that was when the pastor had come over that night for the Shabbat dinner we had, prior to the Shabbat dinner, we were told they were going to come. And I have to share this because it was so awesome to me. But it's all glory for the Lord. And the thing is that here it was 7 o'clock and nobody showed up. And in India, your front door, your front yard is not a yard. It's no grass. It's marble. You have like walking into the temple. You have a marble floor, and then you walk into this place. You walk through a gate, an iron gate, and this iron gate is well over 8 feet tall. And I'm sitting here, honey, what do? We just got nobody's here. And I says, well, let's go ahead and start. I got my shofar and I opened up the door. No question, there's no door there. We moved away the curtain. We moved away like it was in the Holy of Holies. I'm sorry, I just realized. And when I pushed away the curtain and lifted the shofar to blow, I started blowing and the gate opened and we had filled up with about 11, 15 people. And it was so awesome. How God is working through them is unbelievable. No, that's not unbelievable. It is believable because it's to His glory. And the thing is, the people are learning, but they don't know what it means. That's why it's so important for us to be able to reach out to them. They are learning, but they need to know more. We can't just sit aside and over here in America and twiddle our thumbs anymore. We got to wake up. There's people that want to know more. The wishy-washy stuff that's going on. I'm sorry, I'm preaching. But the thing is that, I'm sorry. You're doing good. But God is so wonderful. It's amazing. He's done so much for us. And I agree with Pastor Nick. We don't have time to be bitter or be offended. We don't have time to be offended. We got to reach out and start talking to people and witnessing to them the truth. Because without the truth in their hearts, where are they going to end up? Our children, where are they going to end up? I'm sorry.
I want to say one word.
Yeah.
That in India, especially in North Christian, when they greet you, they say salam. And when we say salam, and now I understood salam, it means peace, but here in Hebrew is shalom. It's the same thing, same greeting, but a little bit different accent maybe. Instead of shalom, we say salam. And that's very, very encouraging to me that without knowing these people, they are greeting each other, peace of Yeshua. It is, as my husband say, it's a feeling every single day when we empty ourselves to other believers, those who don't know Yeshua yet, don't know the feast. When we empty ourselves, then we regain our strength again from other believers, and we are like knitted together, like lively stone knitted together for the glory of God. So if you are a little bit hesitant, coming to Messianic faith, do not do that. Do not discourage. Just learn. 1 year of cycle of Torah cycle and feast will open your eyes and your heart, and you will have a broad heart and mind to receive His word more deeply. It will change your life. Walking in Messianic faith and Hebraic root is change your life drastically as it did mine.